Okay, so it is now 2 days after the FOMC announcement. We are entering into this weekend now, post market Friday, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin and we're going to talk about Mars stock because there is a lot to go over, in my opinion. So I'm going to share that with you guys. Remember, everything I say in this video is my own opinion, so please keep that in mind. Do your own research and do your own due diligence. But I did, so here's the trade I closed out recently that I was going to show yesterday, but I forgot to get the screenshot. So here it is, a little over 280 on that trade. I closed it out. I'm going to show you guys why after we talk about Mars stock. And then today, I normally don't share most of my trades. I trade all kinds of stuff, but there is a third, or not a third, but there is something I want to point out because there may be a good opportunity in it soon. So we're going to talk about that as well. But today I did a quick day trade. I profited a little over $180 on it. I'm going to show you guys why I did that as well. But to just get Mara stock out the way, because this was pretty quick, there's not really a whole lot to talk about here. Um, we've been here following this bigger picture uptrend for a bit now. We had some really good trading opportunities within it. In this last dip, we had really good short-term trading to take advantage of. A few weeks of just consistent support and resistances, providing long and short opportunities. Like pretty quick TPs as well. Like no trade really lasted more than like 2 days. So that was cool. But now we are extended out of the accumulation zone, and that's why I try to stress every time we are in an accumulation zone, which most of the time, even in Bitcoin, I highlight it as red, an opportunity to accumulate, with the idea of us having a corrective move higher if we're in a downtrend, or in this case, we're in an uptrend. So it's just forming a potential bottom when we go up higher. I kept highlighting short-term resistance with this value gap overlapping with this retracement area in yellow. So basically, the idea here is that we had an opportunity to accumulate, and we went up to take profit. So right here, we're locked in, right? We're locked in. So now the idea is that I want to see a proper dip to test this structure, see how healthy it is, if it's gonna, if it's strong enough to lead to higher prices, breaking over $20 briefly, and this will be a really important take profit area for this overall move, because I cannot stress enough the amount of risk there is if you're being greedy or hopeful within the blue, but we're not there just yet, right? So as of right now, I am expecting short-term lower prices. I want to see, this come down into this support area. It's gonna be around 17 bucks, so it's from 1630 to 1760 basically. The idea here is that we can also respect this ascending support line. Just a nice dip into an overall retracement support area within this move, and then from there, it would just be an opportunity to accumulate with a tight SL, depending where you want. That's gonna be based on your own risk tolerance, your own trading. But I'm looking for a potential higher low here to go up higher. Again, just accumulating, because this area can very easily break if Bitcoin, and I'm gonna get into Bitcoin in a moment. If Bitcoin does what I'm about to show you guys, it can easily amplify in Mara, and we could come back down to high 14s, low 15s. We can come down into this like discounted trading area where price was holding nice support and it didn't want to break below the red. So we can easily see that happen. But as of right now, the idea is that we are looking for lower prices, understanding that we have potential support here. Even any accumulation that happens between like 16 to 17, let's just say the price does come down to like 1648. There's an opportunity to capture a little bit of a recovery into the short-term resistance. It's just an estimate at the moment before we go down lower. That's the idea. If this breaks higher, then that's great. But the idea is to, as of right now, what I'm looking for is accumulating. If we have a corrective move, the idea is to lock in some profit here because the likelihood of us coming down is high. Remember, not Bitcoin, but Mara stock does not trade um, exactly like Bitcoin. So we need to keep that in mind. So short-term lower prices, there's a little bit of a long trade opportunity. just being super cautious with it because we can easily come down to this area as well. But again, if any of you took advantage of this red accumulation area and take profit, and I kept saying this in previous videos a ton, $18 to $19 being an interesting take profit opportunity in the short term, and we went straight up to that from accumulation. So if you did and you sold, congrats, you probably made a decent, let's just say the average was around there in the middle, pretty decent, like, you know, 15 to 20% return just on the equity alone. But here's the thing I'm talking about with Bitcoin. So this morning I was watching the price very closely. I took a BitU trade that I showed you guys a moment ago, a screenshot. The reason I went, you know, I wanted to go in shortly after the market opened because we were right here. So I'm gonna make this a little easier to look at. We were right here at the 100% extension for this blue extension area at 116.171K. So we were right there, and then I was thinking to myself, like, all right, we have a consistent sell-off overnight. We're entering into market open. It's just normal for us to see a little bit of a pump, just as the market tries to correct itself early in the morning, but the overall trend is still down. Now, I kept saying this in previous videos. We hit a nice area, just like in Mara. Like, we had an accumulation opportunity in this red zone. And I kept documenting as we were going through this. You guys know, we had accumulation, and I said we can easily go up and extend this this blue resistance area, which is a retracement from the all-time high down to the swing low of just over 107.2K. The idea is that we can have a corrective move up, potentially maximizing this area. And I gave this extension area as a way to show that, hey, basically 118K is very likely, or at least very possible. And that's exactly where we topped out, right here at the 0.618 retracement, basically at 118K. So that's why I sold that swing trade I showed you guys on a screenshot a moment ago. And now what I'm looking for, and I still wanted to take advantage of short-term opportunities. That's why I bought exactly at 16,171 basically with BitU. And then the moment the prices blipped up a little bit, I sold because I know that downward pressure it's aggressive, but I wanted to still take advantage of early morning, like super small micro recovery before the price trends lower. I mean, we have a lot of support areas down here, is very likely. And in yesterday's video, I said that this short-term support area most likely will break. But I was able to take a quick little fun trade and made some profit off of it, with the overall swing trade closed with a little bit of profit as well. But as of right now, in order for me to want to get back into Bitcoin aggressively, I want to see the price come down, somewhere between 111.3K and 114.2K. The reason is because, we are, and I kept saying this, we're in this downtrend. So it's very likely that the price can just consolidate within the yellow and then move down and have a one more low opportunity, but that's not completely necessary. On the bigger picture, we have if you guys like Elliott waves, we have a nice 3-wave move down, and this third wave actually came in properly. Like, it filled these accumulation extension areas that I based off of this move up here. So that's done. So the likelihood of us holding support at a higher low, somewhere around basically 112K, is very likely. So I want to accumulate aggressively here, but I'm still going to watch my position sizing. And when I do, if the price gives us the opportunity to accumulate like around 112, 113K, I will show you guys if I buy or not. I always do. But the idea here is that, I'm still looking for 128K next target area. Now with the opportunity of, I didn't want to hold on to this swing trade for like too long, just because, if we're in resistance and I have an opportunity to take profit, I will, because the likelihood of us coming down into a retracement is very, very high, which is just from this swing low down here of a little over 107K to the swing high of 118K. So now it's very possible we can have a correction down. We're trading below the 120 moving average. Momentum seems to be shifting. It's just I wouldn't be surprised if over this weekend we just try to fill a simple just a simple short-term corrective move higher where it goes like that somewhere in here, and then it comes down, finds support, and then from there we can try to go up higher. That's the idea. So since it is the weekend, I'm not gonna be trading any ETFs because the U.S. market's closed. The idea is that I'll keep you guys updated. We'll see how Bitcoin unfolds. As of right now, in the short term, the price is overextended. It can easily pop up at any moment, but until we break this swing high, I just don't see higher momentum being very likely, at least in the short term. And then on top of that, even if we break and go higher, we have strong resistance in these value gaps right here. You see there's two value gaps that I'm highlighting in green. There could be strong resistance there, but that can provide, like, even if we come down into the into the yellow area, it can provide an opportunity for us to see a higher high, and then we'll see another corrective move from here coming down, and then just continuing the uptrend. And then also it's very important to mention that even if you it's kind of tough to draw a trend line from here, but we are pretty much trading below it. We've had quite a few candles break below it or close below it, so it's just something to keep an eye on as well. But yeah, basically I have no short-term Bitcoin exposure into this weekend. I am interested in seeing what Bitcoin does and seeing what setups we get. As of right now, I would rather just watch the price and wait because the direction is kind of unclear, at least in the short term. With me just believing that the possibilities is us seeing, we tend to see these support retracement areas filled most of the time. So I'm just waiting for that to happen, and we'll see how the RSI kind of evolves throughout this weekend as well. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.